Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome to Season 2 of Landstryder Plays Vanilla on the Minecraft server. That's Minecraft with a Y. This is a server play series, so you see in a bit of the starter area, there's a village. Some things to note about this season of the Vanilla play. They've restarted the world. It's been up a few weeks, and you can see there's already a ton of construction has gone on. You can see there's a mayor's house behind me. That big thing up in the air is an iron farm, vanilla style. Some building over there, I'm not really sure. Right behind me there you can see Keybon's fried chicken, some KFC. Way off in the background you can see just the very beginning of the entrance of Mineland, which is going to be like an amusement park type thing with some games and things going on there. Now this is in Minecraft Vanilla 1.8, so this is the 1.8 server. Some notes. Of course, I'm always using my Sortex texture pack. You can see that it does look a little different than standard vanilla because I'm using the better texture pack. And I'm also using Optifine to improve performance just a little bit with that extra textures and stuff. So behind me now you can see the public farm. I think that's what that is. And right behind that is a ranch of sorts with a whole bunch of villagers and stuff in it. I'm not entirely sure how all that works. Then that building behind me right now there's a public enchanter and some other public resources available over there. And of course they've already been to the Nether, so there's the Nether portal, and there's a little bit of a Nether hub on the other side. And that big mountain back there is I forget whose build it is, but that's the mountain from Zelda, I think, is what that's supposed to be. And there's also a really cool tree build like behind the mayor's house. You can't see it from this point, but anyway, a bit of an introduction. One other note about the way we're playing this time around is there's a world border. Can't see it from where I'm standing because I'm basically at 0-0, I think, or really close to 0-0. Yeah, extremely close to 0-0, which is also where the initial spawn is at, somewhere right around here somewhere. But there's a world border. I think it started at 500, and it expands just a little bit each day. So basically, the people on the server kind of, we can't like just go out like crazy distance away from everybody else and play by ourselves. We kind of have to stick together, kind of cooperate, share resources and space, which has been going on fairly well, as far as I can tell. Now I haven't been on the server too much since it started, and like I said, it's only been up a few weeks, and you can see all this construction's gone on. And lots of new construction going on. This thing's really cool. This is like fried chicken all day. You can get your food right there. Feathers too. They've got kind of a automatic snow thing going on right here. Somebody's made a snowman. You can just sit here and gather snow all you want. And there's a loose chicken. Some farming going on right over here, so I might grab some wheat and stuff just so I can take it up closer to where I've built a little shack. My shack is way over to what is that, south? What face am I? Yeah, to the south. I like gone as far south as I possibly could, and I built a shack like right up against the border. Now the border's expanded a little bit since I initially built the shack, so I have a little bit of space behind it now to actually work, and I've got some trees growing and some things over there. We're gonna head over there in a moment by going through the Nether, but I just wanted to show you all the various I think this is basically stuff free. I should actually grab some armor and stuff. What have we got here? Protection 1. I'll take that. Yeah, I might as well grab up a bit of protection so that aqua affinity. Maybe take the iron helmet. And need some boots. Protection 1, feather falling 1. Why not? Why not? Just random stuff. That'll help me out a little bit as I'm gathering resources and exploring. So one of the things I'm going to be doing on here is a co-op with Fargo. He wanted to do a train station and he's commissioned me to work out all the intricacies of the redstone and how it's basically going to work. So I imagine he'll do a majority of the digging and tunnel running and all that stuff, and I'm going to put together the operational part of it, the hub, and all of the redstone workings that's going to go with that. So to get to my place, it's probably easier to go through the nether. And then, okay, we go over here. They've already got a nice little bit of a nether hub set up. Basically, doesn't look like the nether because it's all this stuff's been put over here. You can kind of see a bit of the netherrack and stuff. They've got some labels. I actually want to go. No, not that way. To the mesa. This is the direction I want to go, and it's a little ways over here, but I'll get over there real quick. Okay, and here we are. We have arrived at the mesa, or the edge of the mesa. I imagine that when they initially built this portal, the world border was like right here. Since then, it's probably expanded a bit, and you can see my little bit of a hut up there on the hill. Let me get up there. Okay, home sweet home. It's just a itty bitty little place. Not a 9x9. It's actually 7x7. Just a little place for me to store a few things for the time being. I've done a little bit of resource collecting, a little bit of terrain leveling out here. I'm going to level off. Just take off this one level of blocks. I'm going to level everything off to this level that you can see. And then the world border, like right here, you can see where the world border was a few days ago when I did the initial building and stuff, was right here. I couldn't build any further, couldn't fill that in or do anything beyond that point. But now it's expanded a little bit. It expands just a few every day, I think. Was it 2? Maybe it's 5 every day, I think. So it would be like 3 days ago I did this. Something like that. Or maybe only 2 days ago. Is that 10? That's probably 10 blocks, yeah. So yeah, world border expands a little bit that way. Eventually I'll be able to access that area over there with some trees and stuff, and I'll have a big area on top of this plateau where I'm going to be building a giant redstone contraption that's going to be what I live in. So various different people have done different building styles. Like I said, there's a big tree over there. I think it's like a Dooku tree, I think they called it, or something. Anyway, it's a tree from a video game or something. The giant mountain over there from Legend of Zelda, and then different building styles around. I'm gonna actually replicate. I'm actually gonna build blocks. And while I'm thinking about it right here, let me go ahead. The reason I went into town was to get some wool so that I can make a bed for my place. There we go. Now I can sleep off the night over here without having to go all the way to town or worrying about somebody else doing it. Or if somebody else is on the server and they need me to sleep, I'll have a bed over here to do that. Okay, we're good. But yeah, what I'm actually going to be building in a very large scale is a pulse, a one-time pulsar. So let's see here. What that's going to take, I don't know if I have all the stuff to make it or not. I should. I have just a tiny bit of redstone. I don't have everything it takes to make it because I need a comparator. And I believe a comparator is going to take some nether quartz, so I'd have to go get some nether quartz. but ultimately it's going to be it's a dispenser. And I'll build it right here in its corner. Dispenser, so that's not hard. That's just a whole bunch of dark gray blocks. Now I might have to build it out of dispensers. I don't know, to get that color. It's also going to be I'm using the high quality texture, so I'm going to be using those to replicate the blocks. I'm going to be looking at those. I mean, as I'm building bigger blocks. And let's see, I need some iron and a chest to make a hopper, because the next part of the pulsar is a hopper. Oops, actually want that to face down, so that faces down. Shoot, I don't have the now it would be a comparator right here facing the dispenser. Yeah, and actually I think this block would be made out of one of the mesa materials. Probably the hardened clay, because that's basically, I can make more of that if I find a bunch of clay throughout the world. So if I had to reproduce this, I could reproduce it fairly easy. So it'll be hardened clay. There'll also be a button. Let's see, do I have any smooth stone? I don't right now, so why don't I make just a bit of that to make a button, because there'll be a button on here. So what this is going to do, or you know, it may be another comparator attached to a chest. So what happens is when this presses, you know how this works as a pulse creator, is it'll push that whatever's in the dropper up into the hopper. The comparator will detect that there's something in the hopper just a moment, just a one tick pulse. So basically it turns the length of whatever redstone signal you provide the dropper, whether it be continuous or, you know, a longer pulse, it'll turn it into a one tick pulse and send that off. And that's what I'm going to be building my house. Basically, my house can be a giant version of this. Because it's a neat, relatively simple redstone device that I can easily replicate in giant scale. So ultimately, when I scale this up, the hopper and the dispenser, each one of the blocks is actually going to be a 32 by 32 block when I scale it up. So anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find Fargo, and then I'll get back to you, and we'll talk a little bit about what I'm gonna be doing for the rail system. So be back in a little bit. Okay, folks, I'm back here with Fargo.
Yo,
we're working at.
I like my sword.
I like that sword. That's cool. So yeah, we're gonna be. I guess this is the location for the train station we're gonna be building. We're just leveling out some area over here, filling in a mud puddle.
Mud puddle. Yeah.
Little puddle, and it's raining in nighttime, but I think we're okay because there's tons of torches all around spawn. Hopefully, we will be all right.
Boom! Explosion.
Boom, yeah.
I died.
I didn't bring any extra torches, so.
Oh, I have a ton of coal in one of these chests, so torches can be made, no problem.
Cool. Yeah, blocks of coal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I like to be prepared.
Okay.
All right,
so,
let me grab
these.
this.
I guess these are our supply chests where we've got some smooth stone, we've got furnaces, hoppers, A little bit of track made. We're going to be needing that, a bunch of that. Wood. Ah, the redstone that we'll be needing. We'll be needing tons of redstone to build this train station. I guess, you said Saxon has some ideas about this too?
Oh no. What I was talking about with him was for a project I gave him. I am having him do 3x3 piston doors for the ranch basically.
Oh,
and so he had exact measurements and exact parts needed.
Yeah, 3x3 piston doors are pretty standard. You know, there's not exactly too many ways to do them. Oh.
I was like,
nice.
Yeah. The one that I learned does this weird component for like ticking and stuff, but I always get a headache doing that part. Like it does like a half a tick or something. I don't know, and it always gives me a headache thinking about it. So that's why I'm not doing it. So I don't know if his does that, but yeah.
Let's see. We're gonna want to cut down all this wood, though, right?
Yeah, because we're gonna move it over, so we actually have it in the downtown thing.
Alright folks, back for a moment to show you a little bit of the progress we're doing. We've got the majority of the first level of the train station put together here. We've got some decorative granite blocks, the wall sides. You can see I haven't put any of the redstone circuitry in just yet. We got a little bit of decoration in the floor here. Kind of looks like the Minecraft symbol there. We got it pretty close as we could in a 2x2 area. A little bit of hardened clay. Fargo's working on building the caboose right now, and then there's going to be a passenger car in the middle, which is probably where you actually get on the train. And then the engine will be up here in the front. So, doing pretty good. I'll be back a little bit later to show you the beginnings, probably, of the redstone circuitry. I've got the buttons positioned where I want them. We're going to use some signs. We've got 16 possible destinations. I'm not sure how I'm going to tie all the redstone circuitry together. I always could ask Saxon since he's here. Oh. But, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, and then I'll show you how it works in the end. So, back in a little bit. Okay, so it's actually been like a whole day later, and you can see the train station's come along pretty well. A couple people, several people have been over here helping us work on this, and you can see that we've got a caboose. Looks pretty good. It's filled with a bunch of cargo, various stuff. Gotta mind the gap though, you know, jump across there. We've got a passenger train car, and the engine is still not been created yet. So waiting for someone to work on that. I think there's going to be more cars added to this later, or possibly on a different rail or something like that. But yeah, I spent some time working with the redstone, and I've got it all working and set up. So in 1.8, which is what we're playing in, there has been added some extra functionality to the item frame. So you can see I've got a torch in each of these, just kind of as an indicator. I could use a torch. I could probably use an arrow or something instead if I wanted to have like the it point in a different way, but the torch is pretty good. So as I rotate the torch around, it points at these 8 different signs. So each sign is labeled destination 1 through 8. So how that is working, if we go into the tangled mess of redstone I have back here, it probably could be compacted somehow, I'm sure, but it works. It works the way it needs to. So at destination 1, nothing needs to happen. So if I walk around here to the front, I should have got somebody to help me demonstrate this. So if I walk around here into the front and I switch it up to destination 2, you can come back here and see that now the redstone has lit up just a little bit further, and now this, and there's a bit of a bug with my Optifind. It's causing these, I think it's not Optifind. It may be a problem with my texture pack, but you can see that the repeaters are not showing like all of the, they're not showing the torchy part of the repeaters and the comparator. So you need a comparator. You need an item frame behind that comparator, or I mean in front of that comparator on a block. And then the comparator, as it rotates it around, you rotate around. So that's power of 2 that it's sending into the comparator, power 3, 4, 5, all the way up to a power of 8 into the the comparator will pick up off of that item frame. So now with 8 power, you can see that all my redstone back here is lit up. Every one of these repeaters is all lit up. So what that is doing is each one of the levels comes down here to one of these tracks at one of these intersections, and it terminates onto an intersection here. So right now it's set to 8. So you can see that they're all, when we look down there, you can see that they're all facing out. So if you rode the cart down, the cart comes down from up there, turns over this way, and you're going to be headed this direction. So whenever you come to these intersections, it's going to push you on, and you continue on and on and on. Since it's on destination 8, it's going to take you all the way to the very end, and right here would be destination 8, and you'd head out this direction. These intersections here are all set up to lead you back to the return point, which is up over there on the other side of the cart. And I want to demonstrate this actually working here in a second. I have a short loop around for destination 1 set on both sides, so we can get a quick, I was just doing that for testing purposes. But so what I got here is the departure thing. So once you come in, you set your destination. This side, I assume, is going to be all things. I think this is north that I'm facing, so all the north-ish destinations are going to be on this side. All the south-ish destinations are going to be on this side. So whether so all the various places around the Minecraft server are going to have, there's going to be a bunch of different little train stations set up at different places. Like I think there might be one over at the ranch. I'm not sure what else is over that way. Oh, probably one over at that mountain. There's definitely going to be one that leads over to my place, which is due south. I'm probably going to be either destination 4 or 5 on this side, kind of in the middle. And you'll see kind of how that's laid out here in a minute. So what you do here is you just toggle this lever, and it needs to stay down so that you don't, this is kind of how I had to come up with this. The lever stays down, and that continuously feeds a redstone signal into that dispenser in there, so that when you get into the cart, it doesn't dispense an additional cart. So just we're gonna loop around and come on up, and right there we go. So this is where all people coming back to the main station are going to get off. They're going to end up right here, and then they come through the passenger car and go about their business here in the downtown area that's being built up. So you can see, I mean, you turn your back for a moment and there's a new building here in the Minecraft server, and there's something else new going on. So lots of building going on here right now. But yeah, that's how it works. So in destination 1 on this side, is currently set to a loopback as well. Because of like a weird bug or something, or the way that the and let's see if I can show you how this works on the inside here. I'll show you how the cart send off works. And it shouldn't dispense. Okay, right, done. Right here you see I have a tripwire. So when you get in the cart, the tripwire is feeding into a redstone signal, which is feeding a redstone signal into that block right there. And then that is activating that rail, that powered rail. And because there's a block behind the powered rail, it sends you down that direction, and you continue on your way. If I didn't have that lever on out there continuously feeding redstone signal into that dispenser, every time the powered rail received redstone signal, it would dispense an additional cart. So that's why I have a lever there instead of a button, because it needs to continuously send that redstone signal. This is going to be part of the cart return delivery system, which I haven't put together yet. That's going to have to be in the next episode. But so both the from one side to the other looks entirely different because of that bug with the you see how I have a block underneath the tripwire. If I try to put a block under that end of the tripwire, it breaks the tripwire. It doesn't work. I think technically it's not supposed to work with that block there, but it does. So that's good. It works for me, works for us. But that means that this side also has to go down to the south. It can't go down to the north because I couldn't lay out the tripwire redstone circuit that would activate that rail in the mirror pattern. It has to be exactly the same. So they both have to start out traveling to the south, and then this one comes down. It flips around. We've got four destinations going out that direction, 4 destinations going out this direction, which isn't, and then I have all these redstone trails. We're gonna make this look better later. I'm gonna separate all these redstone trails out with different color wool, so it'll be a little bit easier to see what's going on. But I've got redstone coming down, going around, going under, going over top. A couple of these blocks are, like this block is basically cutting off this redstone signal so that they don't cross. And yeah, it's just a tangled mess of redstone down here, but it does work. As that sign gets rotated around, each one of these intersections will flip over. So right now it's a destination 1, which means there's no redstone signal to any of these. So you're going to go down the very first intersection, which is this one. It's going to take you this way. And because I just have it set to a quick loop back just for testing purposes, for now, later on, when this goes out to an actual satellite station, when somebody comes back from that satellite station, they would be coming in this direction, and right here, this intersection will never change, so it'll send them over this way. It'll activate that circuit. We'll get into that in a later episode, and it sends down this way, on up this ramp, and into this cactus with the block on it. And I put the block on it so you wouldn't actually be able to touch the cactus and get damaged. But when the cart hits the cactus, the cart will break, knocking its passenger off onto this little platform right here where the cobblestone's at, and the hopper will go ahead and pick up the cart. So if we look in here, there should be the cart that I wrote over here in a moment ago. Yeah. So then this side over here is working as well. It has a loop back as well. So I'm going to loop back. Again, it's going to trip that circuit and switch it over. That's a stasis circuit, a status cell. Was a flip-flop? I don't remember what all. There's like a couple names for the circuit right here. So, but that's going to lead up, and basically it's just to help me get the carts back on the right side later on. So this side, the redstone, looks entirely different because I had to start in a slightly different place and lay everything out different. I mean, it looks different in the sense that it has different trails and stuff like that. But it does basically the same thing. You know, up, down, it's all kinds of tangled mess of redstone. But as you rotate around, it will flip these. It'll flip these intersections so that, you know, this would be destination 1, destination 2, destination 3, etc., etc. These ones are all lined up in a nice straight line. They all face to the south, and so yeah, one of these ones probably in the middle, since my place is due south of here. Probably either number 4 or number 5 is going to be the one that leads over to my place. So, and then there's going to be a few extra ones for the time being because we don't have a total of 16 destinations just quite yet. I think there's like 12 planned, so there's be a few extra ones for later destinations of interest. So yeah, again, this one, as you rotate this around and we go down here and look, you can see this one's now powered, so it's facing that direction. This one's also powered. So, and I think that, yeah, I had the thing set to destination 3 because this is the one, this is the track, track 3 is the one you're going to go down. Same deal with the return. So if you were coming back, these intersections are going to all shoot you down the same direction over to the incoming receiving platform. So yeah, there it is. And like if you build this, there is definitely a more compact way to do this. But I couldn't really put that together without just totally copying somebody else's design. I didn't want to do that. I want to come up with something myself, and that design wouldn't necessarily fit in with the building that we already had created. And since this building has so much room, we have like a ton of room back here in these spaces, and down underneath we just have lots of room to work with. So, you know, I figured there's no point in trying to make it compact when I don't really have to. It does save me on making a bunch of comparators and some other things that I'd have to do to make it more compact. So now I just use a bunch of redstone, make a bunch of redstone trails and a bunch of repeaters. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments, and I'll see what I can do about answering them. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to leave a like, comment, thumbs up. If you want to see more vanilla videos, definitely leave a thumbs up and a comment, because I'm not sure how often I will be doing vanilla, the season 2 vanilla here, but yeah, the more interest I have, the more that you're going to see these type of videos. And the majority of the time, I'm either going to be co-oping with somebody or on here with somebody else. I just wanted to take a moment to show you this. I should have Fargo here so he could help me demonstrate these, or anybody else really. But you will get to that in the next episode when we probably when I'm working on doing the return sorting of the carts. But anyway, till next time, I will catch you later.